I'm Annie Studebaker, and I bring to you an abundance of knowledge from our South Texas rural communities. Follow me as I take you on a journey of inspiration and insight that will offer a deeper connection with people and businesses. In this episode, we'll visit Armando's Boot Company in Raymondville, Texas. They'll take us step by step through the boot making process from planning to the final production.
Yo me llamo Armando Duarte Ríos. Yo empecé mi negocio en 1982, cuando yo tenía 42 años, y ahorita pues, ya son algo de años. Mi abuelo, Aurelio Ríos, él tenía un negocio en General Terán, Nuevo León, en México, el cual hacía monturas, sillas de montar, zapato choclo, que en el nombre rústico de choclo, porque son zapatos, pero en ese tiempo no había la maquinaria que hay ahorita, y todo su calzado era de clavado, era con clavo. No, las costuras se hacían en máquinas simples de pedal. Y recuerdo yo que tenía como 4 o 5 mujeres haciendo los cortes de los sandals, de las huaraches, ¿verdad? De zapatos, botín de cinta y todo eso, y hacía muy bonitas monturas. Yo cuando iba a visitarlos, yo me iba con los trabajadores porque me gustaba desde chico. Yo tendría 8 o 9 años y yo me iba con él. Abuelo, arréglame una cuchilla, quiero irme con los trabajadores para ir a trabajar. A mí me encantaba todo este trabajo desde pequeño, ¿verdad? Uno de sus hijos se vino a los Estados Unidos, el cual empezó un negocio de botas. Y una vez que fue mi tío Abraham a visitar a mi madre, le pregunté que si no le gustaría que yo viniera a aprender el oficio, y dijo, vente. Y fue cuando me vine a empezar a buscar si realmente era lo que yo quería. Lo empezó hace como más o menos en 1925. Fue donde yo empecé con él, porque me empleó para estar con él. Y la compañía se llamaba Ríos Boot Company, en Raymondville. Vine yo acá y me interesó mucho el trabajo y me gustó mucho. Y fue cuando yo estuve empleado con él. Fue de buenos resultados porque aprendí lo que a mí me gustaba, y todavía. Es difícil el trabajo cuando cree uno que lo puede hacer y no le gusta, ¿verdad? Él me ponía en cada departamento por 1 año, 2 años, hasta que lo dominaba. Y como son varias ramas, cortar, encuartar, ensolar. Y acabar el producto, se lleva tiempo para aprenderlo. Y él me puso por suficiente tiempo hasta que lo pude dominar. Siempre me gustó a mí trabajar con pieles y tener un poco más de sabiduría en cómo trabajarlas. Me fascina el trabajo de atender a los clientes, de conversar con ellos. Viene de todas clases de gente. Gente que apenas puede comprar, y hay gente que tiene mucho bienestar económico, en el cual no se les hace difícil o duro pagar una bota de calidad, una bota que es cara, ¿verdad?, en el mercado, pero hasta ahorita ha sido una bendición por una parte, porque hasta ahorita he tenido más trabajo. Muchos años atrás nació mi primera hija. Tenía deseos de volver a la escuela a estudiar y entonces mandé a mi hija a Monterrey con mi mamá y mi hermano y la pusimos en una escuela. Mientras que yo podía regresar a irme a la escuela otra vez, pero pasó el tiempo, estuvo como un año mi hija en Monterrey con maestros especiales y todo eso, y no podíamos estar separados. Y entonces me dije, zapatero a tus zapatos, y me quedé, ¿verdad? Entonces ya puse más énfasis en el trabajo, quería aprender más y más, o sea que realmente mi tío me tuvo varios años en cada departamento, y fue como logré aprender el oficio. Ahora mi hijo, que su nombre es Armando Duarte Jr., él está conmigo y como él ya sabe, desde chico él le gustó también mucho el trabajo de trabajar con la piel y todo eso. Y él pues estudió aquí en Estados Unidos y tiene mejor presentación con la gente y todo eso. Ahora ya no me buscan a mí, me buscan a mi hijo. O sea que yo estoy encantado porque él va a seguir en este negocio y él ya viene siendo la cuarta generación.
When we return, we'll talk to Armando Duarte Jr. about the early planning stages of boot making.
You already know VTX1 offers the best in television entertainment. But did you know that we offer premium programming from HBO? Upgrade to HBO and experience hit original series like Game of Thrones and True Blood, World Championship Boxing, and the biggest and best Hollywood movies. Get 7 great HBO channels and 2 more channels for our HD subscribers. All this for only $19 a month. HBO on VTX1. We are your local provider. Call 1-800-446-2031 to upgrade today.
Tired of the same old food? Are your taste buds bored to death? Why not try something delicious for a change? Treat your family to C&M Boutique and Market. C&M has something new every day, from pasta, spinach wraps, and mango Tito breakfast croissants and fruit cups. Roasted turkey, tuna salad, and tasty frozen treats. There's a whole new world of flavor. Visit our Facebook page to see today's menu. Pick up a bite to eat before the big game, and remember, we deliver. Add a little color to your life at C&M Boutique and Market. Open weekdays 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturdays 10 to 5.
It's the same every month. Bills pile up more and more. It's like an oncoming storm, and when it rains, it pours. But there's hope. Sunloan is here to help you with the money you need when you need it. Sunloan offers reasonable rates and friendly service, and a tax service that can't be beat. Let them help you repair your credit, refer a friend, and get $25. Bask in the glory of a new day. Sunloan. Call 956-232-2057.
Welcome back. The art of boot making has many stages. Let's find out how one would start the order process.
When we get this file, we put all kinds of information on their feet. You know what we got their measurements, which are on this back side. We have all the dimensions on their feet, their length, and what kind of material, what kind of heels they want, what kind of toe style they want. I mean, everything is kind of drawn out. And most people that come in here, they know what they want. A lot of people don't, so you know it's just a matter of picking and choosing and seeing what it is that they want. we'll start cutting patterns out of paper. And this is what a pattern looks like. We'll take the dimensions of their calves, their dimensions of their heels, that will allow an easy pass for the foot into the boot. Comfort is key. You know, people can go buy boots just about everywhere, but people that come here, they expect these boots to fit really good and be really comfortable, no matter what height, you know, what style of boot that they want. Our styles basically are two different styles. They're cowboy boots and hunting boots. We've made quite a bit of hunting boots. South Texas is known for having a lot of rattlesnakes, and these hunters go out and they want to be protected. So we have our Cordura boots, which are hunting boots, and instead of wearing hard plastic hot guards throughout the day when they're out hunting, they just wear a pair of real comfortable boots that they'll feel safe in.
So what do you do? Just put the snake guard fabric or
around the boot.
the whole boot? How about the foot part, the bottom part?
Also, that is also guarded. There's a picture of our boots. Our boots have been tested. Once these patterns are cut, then they'll go to our cut band, which is in the back, and we just start building a boot from there.
El material que usamos para construir las botas hay de becerros, hay de toda clase de animales, o sea, de cueros como de canguro, de mantarraya, de avestruz, de lagarto, cocodrilo, caimán, de muchas clases de materiales. Tenemos de elefante. Cuando viene el cliente me pregunta a mí qué materiales tienes, pues pregúntenme qué material le gusta, entonces lo que yo le podría decir si lo tengo o no lo tengo, o si es legal o si no es legal. Por ejemplo, el material ilegal es como, ahorita es como la tortuga y el oso hormiguero.
That's the trimming, yeah. That's what holds everything together in place. What he's cutting is this trim right here.
Okay.
Okay? We go from this pattern to the actual cutting, like this. And then what he was doing right there is he's cutting all the trims.
This is the trim, it's just cut.
Yes.
Okay.
And then there's a zipper on one side, and then it's fastened on the other. But he's actually going to cut the bottoms of these boots, and the bottoms are actually out of elephant. So that's elephant hide right there.
Elephant hide.
All our boots are natural leather, and there's not a single animal that's identical, just like there's not really people that are the same, right? So what he tries to do is he tries to match the actual vamps so that the boots correspond with each other, you know, so they look alike. Because since the grain of an elephant is very different, there's some parts that are slick, there's some parts that are square, there's some parts that are veined. So what he does is he's looking for two parts of that hide that match so that the boots look the same. You know, the people that we have here, they're master boot makers. They've been doing this all their lives. They're very, very good at what they do.
After the leather is cut, it's rubbed with rubber cement so the pattern can hold together well.
You already know VTX1 offers the best in television entertainment, but did you know that we offer the best box office hits? Upgrade to Showtime and experience the latest and greatest Hollywood movies and series you can't find anywhere else, like Penny Dreadful and Homeland, World Championship Boxing, and Mixed Martial Arts. Get 10 gray channels and 4 high-definition channels, all for only $17 a month. Showtime on VTX1. We are your local provider. Call 1-800-446-2031 to upgrade today. VTX1 now offers affordable advertising rates on top-rated networks on the most popular shows. Now you can grow your business by choosing to advertise on the programs your customers watch. Take advantage of VTX1's TV coverage area and reach your customers with your own TV commercial. VTX1, we are your local provider. Call 1-800-446-2031 to get started today.
Once the cutting and the putting together of the tops is complete, this is what one piece looks like. This is the front part of a boot. Okay, we're going to put a pipe in and you'll see how that's done here in a minute, and then he's going to close these up for you.
Okay, and this is alligator.
This is alligator calf tops. This particular customer wanted his initials put on there, so that's okay. After we put the tops and the bottoms together, we'll put a pipe in alongside that boot, and then we're going to go ahead and get ready to sew it and put the back of the boot and the front of the boot together. Right now, we put what we call a piping, and that's what he's doing right now. And that piping is going to be the seam that goes alongside the boot. Every boot has them. Okay, and it doesn't only serve for decorative reasons, but it also it adds a lot in the support of the actual boot on the inside on the sides of the boot.
The opposite side of the stick.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. He sure works that machine fast. I guess experience, huh?
Yeah, he's got quite a few years of doing this. But yeah, he does make it look easy.
He does. Is there a guard that keeps it in place?
No, there is no guard. It's all his hands.
That's wild.
All he's doing is attaching the front of the boot with the back of the boot.
Hey, and just a day or two, you can make a boot.
Oh, yeah. And all boots are assembled inside out. He's just double checking that the seams are in the right place. That's one of the last processes that this gentleman will do. He does everything from the cutting. If there's initials involved, he does all the vamp cutting, the heel counter cuttings. He puts everything together and basically finishes off where y'all just, film that there. Right now, he's basically putting up he's sewing together our pull straps. These are the pull straps that you pull your boots on. Got our label, and he's going to go ahead and sew the piping up on top, because one goes on each boot. There's 2 labels on the inside of the boots. He's going to put the pull straps on, okay, and get them fastened, sew them, and then we'll flip them over so you can see how we flip them over. It's real simple. You're gonna you might think it's real elaborate, but it's real easy.
Actually, it looks very hard because the leather is so thick. Wow, how interesting. I was wondering how they were going to flip the leather.
We're getting ready to last these boots. The process that you saw before was just putting the tops and the vamps together and making the top portion of the boot, but now we need to get it ready to get some soles and inner soles and soles and welt on this boot. But we have to start off with cutting the inner sole. This is the part that is right on the inside of the boot. Basically, we have the customer's dimensions of his foot, and we'll go ahead and get a last to accommodate that. And we're basically going to shape the boot to the customer's foot.
This is a girl's or a boy's?
This is a young lady's boot. After this is done, then he needs to put just a ditch welt all around there where that machine is going to be able to grip, and we'll be able to get a suture all around there. Basically what he does is he opens up.
Oh, that's the same leather.
That's the same leather. He'll open up a ditch in here. Once the boot is set on top and everything comes around, this is not going away. This ditch will wind up right in here.
Oh.
And this is where the welt machine will come in here, and you'll go ahead and put a welt. And then it'll allow for your stitching to come in on this side to adhere everything together and fasten everything together. Then it'll be ready to put some heels on. He's cutting notches out just so to be able to do so we'll be able to mold that thick leather on that heel counter easier. If you cut those notches, it makes that a smoother round instead of having it all bulk up on you. All he's doing there is just getting it wet so he can soften up that thicker leather.
The leather is stretched to conform to the sole of the boot.
This process that you're looking at here, boot companies that mass produce boots, there's a machine that does this in a fraction of the time that it's taken him to do it. But you know, everything we do here is pretty much, you know, at a slower pace. And that, if you notice how he's putting the contact cement, and from where he's at now all the way to the front will have contact cement. No, those are clinched on the inside. They clinch, and they fasten that heel counter in place so it don't shift or move or anything. He's just getting rid of all the little niches on there and just smooth everything out. The lasts have a metal shank at the end of them, so when that nail hits that metal, it just curls it up and basically clinches it. Yeah, but before boots are shipped out and everything, we make sure there's nothing in there. And all these boots are equipped with a heel pad on there as well once we get done with them. So, yeah, but we have to double check everything.
After the welt is placed, it will allow the sole to anchor to the boot. The boot will then be trimmed, and a steel shank will go in there to create an arch to prevent the boot from collapsing. After that, a sole will be carefully placed, followed by the installment of the heel.
We're getting these boots ready to put some soles in them, or on them I should say. He's preparing all of the groove, and he's getting ready to put a steel shank on. And this is just a process that we have to do before we put a sole on them. We're going to follow this with some leather fillers that will fill that whole area out before you put a sole, so your sole won't sink into the boot. It'll have like an insulation, if you will. And again, a lot of boot manufacturers use foam products for this part. The only problem with that is when the boot gets wet, that foam will start to deteriorate and kind of fall apart, and it kind of defeats the purpose, because then you have all these bulges and all these different little obstructions. All we do is use leather. This is the actual sole of this boot. This is we're going to go ahead and put a leather sole on this particular boot.
The other sole is also prepared with contact cement before it's placed on the boot. The sole is placed on securely and hammered for added support. The excess leather is trimmed to allow for a perfectly cut boot. Wooden pegs are hammered into the sole to prevent it from dislodging. The rubber sole is then nailed and sewn onto the boot. What an awesome boot! Next, it's time to place the heel. The boot sole is ground down to smooth the edges and get rid of any imperfections. Contact cement is placed on the sole of the boot to properly secure the leather heel base. The rubber heel is placed on the leather base and is nailed securely. The boot was taking shape. I could clearly see why these boots are so special. The heel is ground down to perfection and ready to be painted if necessary. These cowboy boots Armando is painting are truly a work of art. After the paint is dry, the wooden forms are removed and the boots are ready for distribution. I must admit, these cowboy boots are truly amazing. The boots are then placed in an official Armando's Boot Company box, packed and ready to be shipped. I'd like to personally thank Armando and Armando Jr. for this educational tour. Just remember, this is one of the many fascinating businesses found in Raymondville, Texas. Until next time.